Hey guys, my name's Flaewel and you're watching my review of the Sony SRS-XB41 outdoor Bluetooth speaker. I also did an unboxing of this speaker, so go check that out as well if you would like. And yeah, firstly I would like to give you an overview of the features of the XB41. So the SRS-XB41 is a full range speaker with two built-in 58mm drivers. It can play frequency from 20 Hz up to 20,000 Hz with a sampling rate of 44.1 kHz. And the speaker is bigger than most common Bluetooth speakers with 291mm times 104mm times 105mm, and it weighs around 1.5 kilograms, so it's certainly bigger than, for example, the UE Mega Boom or stuff like that. You can connect to the XB41 via Bluetooth 4.2, and it also has an NFC tag right here at the top. So you can connect your phone without pressing any buttons or fiddling around in your Bluetooth settings. The speaker is also water and dust proof with a IP67 rating, and the battery in this thing should last about 24 hours with the lights turned off. To charge it, you can either use the included AC adapter or you can charge it via micro USB. And as you can see, it is also a USB-A output. Maybe I can focus. And yeah, so you can use this as a portable power bank and charge your phone with it. In my opinion, the XB41 looks great. I really like the black mesh all around the speaker, and for my uses the size is just perfect. It even has some sorts of handles, like here, to carry around more easily. And yeah, the lights are a nice touch, and I think they look great, especially at night or in a dark room. And the speaker just has overall a really nice build quality. The button panel on top of the speakers looks and feels very nice. So from left to right we have the play and pause button, which also functions as a skip track and go to the previous track button. So if you press it twice, you will skip a track. If you press it 3 times, you will go back a track. Next we have the volume down and volume up keys. A little bit to the right side we have the live button, which toggles the live sound mode. I would recommend never pressing this button because the live mode just sounds terrible. And lastly, on the far right side we have the on-off button, which also doubles as the Bluetooth pairing button. So if you hold it down for some seconds, the speaker will enter the Bluetooth pairing mode. And yeah, the buttons itself, they have a really nice feel to it, so nice click. Oh, wants me to charge it. But yeah, you can hear it. It has a really nice feel to it, a nice click sound. And all of them do what they should do, except for this button. So I could never make it work to go to the previous track. So skip track and play and pause of course works perfectly fine, but if I press it 3 times it will just skip a track and pause the track. So not really sure why that is, if I'm just too slow, but I really tried to do it very fast. And behind the cover on the back left side, the XB41 has 3 more buttons, so right here. The one on the left is the battery indicator button. So if I press this one, it will say how much battery is left, or in this case, please charge. Then the middle button is the wireless party chain, or short as it's written on the button itself, WPC. With this feature we can pair multiple speakers together and let them all listen to the same song or play the same song. And the button on the right side, the add button, is similar to the WPC button, but with this one you can pair 2 of the same speakers, so 2 XB41s together, and get a stereo sound. Yeah, and also the WPC only works with specific models of Sony speakers. So yeah, there's somewhat of a Sony exclusive. Then also under the same cover we have the connectors. So we have the power connector for the AC adapter, which is included. We have the micro USB connector if you want to charge via micro USB. Next to that we have a small little reset button and a 3.5mm audio jack, an input if you want to listen from a device which does not support Bluetooth. And lastly we have the mentioned USB-A output if you want to charge your phone or another device with this Bluetooth speaker, so if you want to use the speaker as a power bank. Connecting your phone to the XB41 is really easy, especially if your phone supports NFC, which most modern phones do now. Even when first connecting your phone, you can just hold your phone near the NFC logo on top here at the button panel, and the speaker will connect automatically. And you can also disconnect your phone in the same way. If for some reason you can't or don't want to use NFC, just hold down the on-off button until the LED over the Bluetooth symbol starts flashing and you get a verbal indicator that you entered pairing mode.
Bluetooth pairing.
Next, search for the speaker in your Bluetooth settings and connect there. Sadly, the speaker only supports Bluetooth 4.2 and not the newest version, which right now is Bluetooth 5.2. But I personally never had any issues, even through walls or across the room or something. Sony states that the battery with the lights off should last about 24 hours, and with the extra bass mode enabled and the lights on, it should last about 14 hours. I myself have no possibility to measure that accurately, but I can talk about my experience with it in the last 2 weeks. So I charged it as soon as I got it to 100%, and since then I used it more or less every day for approximately 1 hour per day. And it still states that it has 20% of battery left, so it should last a good amount of time before you have to charge it again. And it even has this power button on the this battery button on the back so you can hear for yourself.
Battery, about 20%.
Yeah, as I said, it still has about 20% of battery left after roughly 2 weeks of use. So the Sony XB41 has 3 different sets of lights. It has the most recognizable line light, which goes all around the speaker, right here, even on the side of it, goes back, and on the other side of course as well, which has RGB lights, so it lights up in the whole spectrum of colors. Then there are the speaker lights itself, which you can see right here and right here, which light up the 58mm drivers. These are white only, as you can see. They flash to the music, so I put a song on but muted it, just so we can see the lights in action. And then there are the strobe lights right next to the speaker lights. Maybe you can see it. Yeah, you saw it real quick, and also on the other side. Maybe, yeah, there they were again. They only light up, the strobe lights only light up when you're playing music, and the line light and the speaker lights, they also light up in standby. And yeah, the strobe lights are also white only. You can control different lighting modes in the Music Center app, and you can also turn it off completely, of course, via the app. So before I talk about each app individually, I have to say that I hate that there are 2 different apps for the same speaker, and that you need both of them if you want the full control over your speaker. So there's the Music Center app, and there's the Festival app. The Music Center app is the more important one, and also the one which has a way better user interface. In the Music Center, you can directly change the input, and you have direct access to all of your music services like Spotify and SoundCloud. In the settings of the speaker, you can change the sound modes and use an equalizer. You can choose power options, change the light mode, and you can change the sounds played with the party booster, which is a feature we're going to discuss later on in this video. And to get to the Festival app, you have to access it through the Music Center app. In the Festival app, you have the DJ control feature, which lets you play some effects through your speaker. In my opinion, pretty useless. Next, you can control the illumination, but also pretty badly. I mean, here you can set the line light a specific color or let it flash in one color. Yeah. And the last feature of the Festival app is the motion control. With the motion control, you can either play some samples, change songs or volume, or change some light settings if you move your phone in a specific direction, which doesn't really work that well. So, in my opinion, the whole Festival app is really useless, and yeah, the Music Center app itself is enough, but if you want the full control, you need both of them. So let's talk about the party booster feature. While I think the idea behind it is nice and you can have a lot of fun with it, the implementation is just not that great. First of all, it's not really intuitive how you turn it on, so I had to read in the internet how to turn this thing on. So you either turn it on via the Music Center app, or you can just like karate chop it 2 times on the back like this. And now, yeah, you can hit it on each side, so the front, the sides here, top and the bottom, and it will play different sounds for each one. So for example, if you hit it on the front, yeah, on this side. Yeah, but I found that the sounds vary in volume a lot, even if you hit it with the same force each time, or roughly the same force, of course. So Sony states that if you hit it lightly, it will play it not as loud as if you hit it hard. And while that's true, of course, if you hit it hard a few times, the volume still varies a lot. And sometimes it doesn't even play any sound at all. And yeah, while you can change the sounds in the Music Center app, which will play if you hit, for example, this side right here, I think the only sound that sounds good enough to use it is the so-called Synth Kick. So this one, I think this is the only one that's, yeah, that I will probably ever use, if I will ever use this feature. But as I said, the implementation is, it's just not great. Since Sony states that the XB41 is waterproofed and has an IP67 rating, let's test it out, and let's also test if you will have to dive to get your speaker back or if it floats. Well, as you can see, it floats, and let's test it if it still works. As you can also hear, it also still works. So if I press it underwater, of course it sounds a little bit muffled, or as if it's broken, but as soon as you take it out of the water again, or the speakers face out of the water, it sounds perfectly fine, as it would if it's not in water. So overall, I think the speaker is great and I can definitely recommend it, even though it has some flaws. So if you're looking for a nice outdoor party speaker which you can take with you to the beach or to a pool party, or just somewhere maybe near water or where there's a more dust than usual, this is definitely the speaker for you. And yeah, also if you just want to use it like in your room or stuff, I think the sound is really good and it's just a decent speaker for the price. So yeah, thank you very much for watching my in-depth review of the Sony SRS-XB41. I hope that I could help you make your decision, and if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. Again, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.